Wow.
You never want to see anybody get hurt, of course. It was a terrible situation for both of these guys, both having been great players at different points in their career. But,
Correct.
I mean, to see this happening, the same foot injury, I guess that's nothing but bad luck. I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have those foot injuries, I don't know if it's a bone or anything like that, but like you said, it's just definitely unfortunate. But obviously, the injury report was saying 5 to 12 weeks. So, I mean, he could be back week 1, week 2, or they could be back at the end of the season. So, like I said, unfortunate to see these guys get hurt. I mean, both of those guys are great competitors. We're definitely looking forward to playing those guys this year, and definitely wish for a speedy recovery.
No doubt about it. I was cracking up yesterday, though, because Vrabel does a great job of protecting you guys when something happens to anybody, whether it's a lack of a timeline or just any kind of updates on injury, because you don't want things to spiral out of control with the media. But we ended up having to ask him about the timeline that the Colts put out about Wentz yesterday.
And I think it's kind of the similar situation. Like, I mean, I haven't heard of an injury with that big of a time frame.
Right.
So, I mean, who knows? Like I said, we kind of just worry about what we're doing right now in training camp, trying to build this foundation against any opponent. Right, if it's the Colts, obviously we want to win a division, of course, again. But like I said, it's just unfortunate to see an injury go down, especially this early in training camp.
No question. Titans safety Kevin Byard here with us on 104.5 The Zone. Appreciate him taking some time. So let's talk about what you guys are doing out here. I have enjoyed training camp practice, maybe just because things are starting to feel normal.
Absolutely.
Again, and I'm sure this is the same way for you guys, where there's things that were taken for granted before last year that you didn't have, and it ends up snowballing in a way that makes you realize how much fun this can be once we're all back out here and doing the things that we normally like to do and the things that you guys are normally doing. How has it been to acclimate with a lot of new pieces out there through this, not even 2 weeks yet? I know it's early.
I mean, it's been super fun, honestly. I mean, I've talked about it before, having Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins, Elijah Molden, Caleb Fardy's out here practicing as well. It's just fun being out here with the guys, running around, making plays. Obviously, it's good to have the media out here. We didn't have you guys out here last year.
You don't gotta patronize. It's all right. I appreciate that. That's kind of you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But no, it's been great, man. Honestly, I feel like the defense, we're practicing with a lot of swagger, a lot of confidence, a lot of energy out here. We obviously know last year wasn't good enough. And so coming in this year, we're really putting the over-emphasis on making sure that we're being super detailed and just making sure we're out here just challenging guys. Because at the end of the day, I've talked about it, numerous amount of times. The communication wasn't great last year. But, you really start to understand that this league is all about matchups. And you got to go out there and win your one-on-one matchups. And I think that's the main thing we're discussing. Like, if you got a guy one-on-one, whether it's man or whatever, your matchups, just win your one-on-ones and let the rest handle itself.
Yeah, and it takes all 11 of you guys out there on the field at once. I think people are very quick, whether Shane Bowen coming under some heat. I know you got a little bit of heat on social media last
Correct.
year. Is that something, because you handled that, not everybody would handle that with as much grace and class as you did, and understanding that there were a number of different things that caused the product that we ended up seeing on the field in 2020. How big of a difference, though, was it to have this offseason in particular, where Vrabel seemed to be emphasizing with you guys third down packages specifically, the communication that you're trying to establish, given that you guys have so many new dudes?
Yeah, I mean, I think just even last year, I'm not a guy that's going to make any type of excuses, and I'm not a guy that's going to point the finger. I'm always going to point the finger at myself to figure out what can I have done better to make more plays for this defense and be a leader. And then I'll look to outside sources, but I'm always looking at myself first. And like I said, I mean, just having new guys in here, I mean, we all know the guys that we let go in this offseason, a lot of guys in the secondary. I mean, it's kind of humbling to be a guy, kind of looking around and seeing that you're the last guy left. So this offseason, I kind of really reset my mind mentally. Obviously, I'm always going to work physically, but reset my mind mentally and just humble myself and down and be like, okay, start it all over. Go back to when you was in your first year and your second year. Go out here and try to be as hungry, bring as much energy to the group, and try to be the best leader as I possibly can, leading by example, but also being vocal.
Yeah, the Will Smith gif in the empty room after all that stuff was happening during the offseason was well played. It was well done by you. So I guess, that's it. You make it sound so easy to be able to compartmentalize something like that, but that's the first time that anything like this has happened to you in your career. Is there a certain kind of approach, and I'm sure this has been developed over many years playing football and understanding the mindset that you need to have to be able to do this job, but this offseason in particular, was there anything that you looked to and tried to find a way to focus yourself that was anything different than what you've done previously, like a different approach that you've taken with how to compartmentalize some of the things that we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this offseason just last year, this was all new for me. Ever since I was in college, I've always had a good year. for myself, I always feel like I always had a good year, and last year I did not play up to my standards. I don't really look at, obviously you see the media and stuff, but I always look at myself like, did I play up to my standards? And no, I did not last year. So it was definitely new to me, and obviously seeing guys get cut just kind of made me realize, like, okay, I just got to go back into my mind. I did a lot of meditation. I always do yoga and Pilates, but I was doing a lot of meditation because, I got, 2 babies at the house, new family.
When do you have time to do the meditation?
Early in the morning. Like, as soon as I wake up, I get up, I started doing something different. I stopped checking my phone because, normally guys wake up, roll over, check their phones. I stopped doing that. I got up in the morning, went over to my little sitting room, my bedroom, and I meditate for like 10 minutes. It don't have to be that long, but just to reset my mind, to get focused on the day. And whatever I had to accomplish, I just focused on, one bit at a time. Whether if it was waking up, I'm juicing in the morning, so I drink a little juice, my fruit juice. Going on to a workout, just focusing on every little part of the day kind of helped me reset my mind on, the things that are really important. And priorities change. As I get older, priorities change, and I really just try to, set things in place where I can just really be focused on one task at a time and not getting caught up with the anxiety of thinking about 100 things at one time. That's kind of how I compartmentalize.
I guess you've just told me how to do that because I'm listening to you talk. I'm like, how the hell does somebody do something like this? It sounds crazy to me.
Yeah.
Titan safety Kevin Byard here with us on 104.5 The Zone. Now, something you seem to be out there and engaging Titans fans a lot, and I know you do that every year, but certainly
right.
with things like inviting a Titans fan out to come work out with you. Now, how much? I mean, be honest with me, because I work with Ramone Foster, who played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Talk to a lot of guys on a regular basis. I heard so many, thank God he did that for the rest of us, to show people just how different it is what we do
right.
compared to what people think that they can do.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a fun deal. Kind of came up with it just on social media, just thinking about, if I bring a guy here to work out, just record. It just started as fun, just to have a guy out there working out with me, because at the end of the day, there are a lot of Twitter general managers out here, a lot of guys that don't really watch football like that, but they think they can coach the game, or they know how to set a roster and build a championship roster, but it's not that easy. So that was just a little experiment of showing people, obviously, it's not easy to work out with a Titans player. It's not easy to go out here and do the drills that we do. I mean, a lot of these guys work almost year-round, working on their craft, working on their body. But it was just something fun. I mean, honestly, I probably would continue to do it. Probably won't be during the season, but next offseason, I might just, make a little contest or something like that.
Oh, no, we need it for social media content. Are you kidding me?
Exactly. And I might bring multiple guys out there. It just depends. But I just like having fun with social media. I wasn't trying to make fun of anybody that couldn't work out or whatever. It really was just a fun deal. Kind of went viral on social media, so I think I'll keep it going.
No, I did. I played softball for the first time this offseason at a game at the Sounds Park, and it just I realized how, as somebody who sits here and talks critically about professional athletes, how bad I am at just little things like trying to run to first base.
You woke up sore the next morning.
Oh, just so embarrassing. Like, I could not be more of ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
Titan safety Kevin Byard here with us on 104.5 The Zone. You've been a part of this community for a long time now, obviously spending time out in Murfreesboro at MTSU. Mm-hmm. I saw you got the key to the city, by the way. Congratulations. Now officially the mayor of Murfreesboro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool to see that take place. But this weekend, and I'm sorry that I was not in town to come out for the announcement that the safe room that you guys have been renovating for children entering foster care, and the importance of what something like that means to such a, the trauma that people in that particular situation experience. Why? And I know it's not the only thing that you've done this offseason. I want to get to a couple of different things. But why was that something that was important to you and your family to be able to work that through as a part of your Byard Family Legacy Fund?
Well, first and foremost, I've had family that's been affected by being in foster care. So I do definitely know the effects that it can have as far as childhood trauma that people carry on into their adult ages, especially if they don't get the correct therapy for it. It actually started with, they actually reached out to me because they wanted me to speak at their high school graduation. They was having a high school graduation ceremony for the kids that was graduating. So me and my wife actually visited the facility, and it actually was my wife, and that's why even during my interview I gave her 100% of the credit, because it really touched her in a way to see the facility and just hearing the stories about sometimes kids can be a woman could be giving birth in the hospital room that may be dealing with some substance abuse and things like that, and it may take the baby from her. And a lot of times where a foster care family, they might not be able to place a child in the foster care family right then and there, so they might have to spend the night, multiple nights in the same place. They don't really, I guess according to state laws, they're not allowed to have like an actual full kitchen, like a stove. So they just had a lot of snacks in there, a lot of, I wouldn't say unhealthy foods, but nothing that would really fill them up. So my wife just got to talk and say, man, you know how incredible it would be to renovate their space. And we didn't tell them at first. We kind of kept it a surprise. And we ended up getting a lot of help from our sponsors at Walmart, Lowe's, and Campbell's also helped and donate a bunch of cans of chunky chicken noodles and all the different stuff that they have. It was just a special moment, honestly. And the lady who runs the place, Shativa, she's incredible. She does a lot of work. We renovated her office as well. So like I said, it was just a special moment for us to be able to give some grace that God has given to us and our family, just be able to pass it on down. So just a special moment for me and my family.
Now, I see the tweet a lot from you. It's a blessing to be a blessing. And I know that you're somebody, and Clark is clearly somebody who takes this to heart. But is that something that you learned from your family dynamic? Is that something that a teammate taught you along the way? Or is it a combination? Like, where did you get that inspiration? Because that's not necessarily easy to come by. And plenty of people feel that way,
correct,
but then don't actually go through executing it the way that you've done.
Yeah, I just think it's just a lifelong experiences, just really coming to realization that, my life wasn't, I didn't have a straight line to success. I had to go through a lot of different things in my childhood and just in my life. So to be here, I can't do nothing but thank God. And I think it's just my way of paying it forward to say, hey, God has blessed me so much in my life. I have a lot of different obstacles that I had to navigate to my road to this place. It's only right for me to do that. And I feel like just in my heart, I wouldn't feel right if I'm not giving back as much as I am. So, and it really has nothing to do with, playing the politics and doing all this stuff just to show and face. No, honestly, this is something that I really feel strongly about. My wife does too, and that's why we started our foundation. So no matter where my feet is in this earth, I'm going to try to do something to help, the people that's in need in that area. So that's just who I am personally. It wasn't necessarily, somebody that talked to me, hey, say give back. It's just something I just feel in my heart.
Where can people go to donate to the kind of work that you guys are doing?
Yeah, you can go to my website at my family's foundation website at byardfamilylegacy.org. We have all our information from our calendars, the different events that we're going to host throughout the year. We have our Thanksgiving coming up later in the year and our Christmas stuff. And then twice a year, we give away a Grace Grant. And so obviously the Children's Services was getting the first Grace Grant. And hopefully the end of the year, we'll be giving another one. So like I said, man, it's just something that's just special to me that I just think that I just always give the credit to my wife because, she has a lot of things going on from obviously raising the kids and the different stuff that she's into, her responsibilities. She does so great with our foundation and just a blessing.
I'm going to ask you one more question because the people are screaming at me on Twitter because I haven't asked you about Caleb Farley yet. Okay. He's out here for the first couple days of his practice. I know he's been in the building. He's been working with you guys. What are your impressions of the rookie so far? I'm
impressed with him, honestly. He just has a great attitude. Obviously, he hasn't been able to practice fully yet, but just in the meeting rooms, he's smart. He's answering all the right questions. The guy's hilarious. But when it's time to work, he knows how to work.
I heard he's got good rap skills.
He does. It actually shocked me. So in OTAs, he wrote a rap. He was kind of he was freestyling too, getting on the coaches a little bit, which was hilarious. And then just a couple of days ago, just in our team meeting, we called the rookies out, make them sing or do whatever. The man came up with a notebook. He had wrote a whole 16 bars. I was like, okay, this guy's pretty impressive. So
wait, is this the man to bring back? Because the thing I miss from the locker room, from being in your all's locker room the most, is Freestyle Fridays.
Absolutely.
Freestyle Fridays need to make a comeback.
Yeah, but if depending on how this thing goes throughout the year, man,
0% chance we're back in there with you guys.
Well, hopefully we might bring the speakers out here, man. See if we can bust a freestyle for the media, man. We might do it as a rookie prank, man. He got to bust a freestyle for the media.
No question. At Kevin Byard is where you can follow Titan safety Kevin Byard. Make sure that you check out what the great work that he and his wife Clark and his family are doing to support those less fortunate. I always appreciate catching up with you, KB. It's good to be